Welcome, everyone. I hope it's a fantastic weekend for everybody. I have the honor of introducing our presenters this evening. Oh, I should introduce myself. I'm Terry Wilding. I'm the superintendent for the Minnesota State Academies for the Deaf and Blind. So really thrilled to have Handsland with us tonight, where they use language play through ASL rhyme and rhythm. First person that's going to be speaking for you tonight is Leala Holcomb. She has a PhD in education from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, UTK. Leila currently holds 2 part-time positions, a postdoctoral research associate with UTK, and a parent outreach educator at the California School for the Deaf in Fremont. Leila enjoys creating and sharing educational resources to support families and their deaf children in having positive language experiences. She works closely with Jonathan as the co-founder of Handsland, an enterprise that releases ASL rhyming and rhythmic videos on Amazon. Jonathan McMillan is a creative artist and educator. He works at Gallaudet University as a faculty member of the Art, Communications, and Theater Department. As a Reiki professional, he is passionate about achieving inner transformation so that social change can take place on an individual level and collective level. He believes that through pictures and words, we leave stories to shift paradigms in our society. His interests include photography, writing, language, alternative medicine, human rights, higher consciousness, innovation, and art, and many, many more. What a list of qualifications. So you guys are going to have a great time tonight. So before I welcome them up onto the stage, we know not everybody in this room feels completely fluent in American Sign Language. We have interpreters, we have all kinds of support for everybody here tonight. And tonight, just have fun. Be here to learn something, even if it feels a little bit awkward. There's no judgment in this room, nothing like that. We're in it together, all right, folks? So come and have a great time. Let's hope everybody participates. If you look on each table, make sure there's a signer at least every single table. If there's no person who's fluent in sign language at your table, mix it up, folks. Make sure that you can have a much better discussion if we've got a lot of signers mixed in the room. So just in terms of looking around and getting a chance to really interact well tonight. So we appreciate it. Leila and Jonathan. Oh, and if you have a table here with no signers, is there somebody looking for somebody to have who is a signer to put to their table to move around? We want a good distribution. Hey, raise your hand, I'll find you. And we'll find people. We'll make sure that we want to have a good mix. Anyway, welcome, Leila and Jonathan.
Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hi, hello, hello.
Hello,
hi,
hello, hi, ho, hello.
Hi,
Hello,
hi, hello,
hello,
hello. Hi. Hello, Minnesota. How's everyone doing tonight? Wonderful.
I think we had a bit of a culture shock. We've been to Minnesota a few times, but the cold here, you know, everybody I see tonight, hi, isn't it cold? Isn't it cold?
Yes, we went outside and it was like, I can't breathe. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And I think because of the weather we're having, I got out, we're getting more exercise because you want to move fast when you get out of the car. But that's not exercise I usually do. So maybe if I were to move here, I'd get healthier.
Are we standing? Is it okay? Do we need to shift over to the left, to the right? Are we good where we're at right now? Great. I just want to make sure that everyone's able to see both on stage and the video. Okay.
All right.
Great. All right. I know that we're going to be kicking off the conference, and we're very excited about that. We're going to get close, and we're going to be close friends by the end of this whole experience. I know there's many different skills here. Some are fluent signers, and some are not, and that is okay. The most important thing tonight is that we play and have fun. Often, especially when hearing parents are in the room that they wanting to learn sign language, it can be very intimidating and scary. But, our topic is to have fun and play and just be silly and just enjoy our time here together. And I hope that we portray that here tonight for you all.
Yes. I want to follow up on what you were just talking about. In our world, we try to, I'm sure many of you have your own internal dialogue. What am I doing today? What do I need to do today? What am I doing tomorrow? What are my dreams? How do I chase my dreams? And that's what we're trying to do with language. Without language, dreams can't happen. So I think that we need to think about what language is most accessible for our deaf children.
Are we ready to start? Ready to go? Learn, sing, sign, enjoy. Are you ready for that? Are we ready? Yes.
Okay. Some of you may be familiar with our work, and some of you, this may be new. So we're gonna get into it. Our goal tonight is for you to have a hands-on experience, and for a lot of you, this will be some new concepts. So the first time, we've got several examples we're going to show. You don't need to understand everything. Maybe some of you who grew up using American Sign Language, but we're asking you to kind of take a step back and look for patterns in these videos. Like Leala just mentioned, enjoy, sign, learn, sing, enjoy.
It's really interesting. As the professor at the University of Tennessee, there's a lot of people that are hearing and have absolutely no connection to the deaf community or sign language and have hearing children. So that's why I specifically took that video to them, and they let me know that even the hearing children that had absolutely no idea about a deaf person or sign language were actually copy signing that video, even though they didn't know what the words were or what they meant, but they really enjoyed signing to that. So that was shocking. And in the same time, with our children that speak English, they're aware of French songs, or they're aware of Spanish music, and they're able to mimic and say those words in those patterns. But understanding those words and patterns are not necessarily what's going on. So it's the same rhythmic pattern. So they might not know the words, but they are still able to enjoy and identify those patterns, especially from a beautiful language. So I wanted to show something that's very exhilarating. It's a video. You remember, it's kind of showing our history and how much we value our history. Currently, right now, we can go back and look at what we have in history and videos and what rhythms look like. So that's extremely, I just wanted to show you that. Wow, isn't that amazing? That's really cool. But maybe we should, tweak it a little bit instead of cat and meow, 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 and hear nothing. Yay, 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 yay. Dog, bark, bark, bark. I hear nothing. Yay, 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 yay. Turn that negative to a positive. Isn't that amazing? And you saw the rhythms and the patterns. You would think, that's definitely a listening and spoken language thing, a hearing thing, and be able to change that into sign language and have this beautiful rhythmic system within sign language. It's within those deaf established, indigenous to the deaf community. Really, the world as a whole has different cultures, different communities, different languages, but we always have music. There is no culture that is not correlated with music. Even in the deaf culture, they have their own type of music. It's beautiful because we are able to look and see what deaf music looks like tonight and experience it. I want to be extremely thankful to my great-grandparents and grandparents and mom and dad to be instilling that gift in me as an ASL in rhythmic and music and rhythms and patterns, as they teach me and to sing, even as I was exposed to that at a young age. And I want to be able to give that to the next generation of children. So I just want to thank my family and thank my ancestors that are not here with me today, but instilled something in me to be able to share.
Leala talks about being grateful to the prior generations and our grandparents and parents and all of the community members who made my language learning experience a rich and full and alive. The little kid is me. That's my mom. It was wonderful how this discovery that we can play with language in song that a lot of you may have internalized, that you didn't realize, that you thought it was a part of sign language, but you weren't sure, or it's something that you haven't explored. I had two younger deaf brothers, and along with myself, and we were interested in music from a very young age. We learned how to dance by going to the store. Because my parents would go shopping, and we'd duck off and dance around the store. And we're still doing it. And so that's something that I've been doing since I was a little kid.
I found this video of my father citing a song to us. And the song is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So let's watch it. So if you noticed, in the history of deaf education, like we said, it's been shifting and changing. There's been many different approaches and creative ways to be able to change the educational. So in the 1980s, when I was born, we were doing sign English. So that's why you see my dad singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star," and we followed the English pattern in the English song, which is beautiful. And now, what would it look like in ASL? Especially in education, we're looking to see how we can be creative in American Sign Language, in the linguistics and grammatical structure of that language, and create something new. And those were in the 90s and the 2000s. So we're exploring those avenues. Myself included, as a professor of early childhood education, looking and seeing what can I find to be able to, that ASL in that community, the cultural connotations, the linguistics, the grammatical play, the poetic expression, to be able to give that to the children, especially for language acquisition. So that's a new concept that we've been trying to research and look for. What I found, something extremely beautiful that we're going to show you next. I asked the interpreters not to voice this, but because I wanted you to be able to see the words that are right next to them. I want you to be able to pay attention to the kid, to the little kid, and see what goes on.
The next one's even better. I mean, this was the discovery that I made, that ASL, rhythm and rhyme, is magic. There's something about it. It's different than signing a story, which of course is very important for language acquisition, but this is something different in terms of the way the child responds, the way that their eyes light up. So this is a fairly new discovery, this particular approach to language acquisition. Got a little bit more to show you. This is a song that my family created because it basically came out of signs we were constantly using at home. Where's mom? Where's dad? Where's my whatever? And it became our family song, I guess you'd say. So it's not my kids, but my sister's kids. Pax, Thoreau, and Clementine. So we created a song just to help ease those moments when things are a little tense in the house, just to make it really a fun way for the family to communicate with each other. Let's see, the youngest was 2, and then Thoreau was 2, and managed to really start doing some of this sign at 5 months. I mean, look at this. I mean, you see that the child, we'd made it up with things like if they're crabby, if they're upset, they're in a bad mood, we're giving them trouble at the store. You know how kids can be. They hate waiting, they get really kind of upset and feisty. And one of the things that you do is do this little thing in that family, and it immediately locks everybody into attention. It's great. Now Clementine is happy. And as Jonathan mentioned, language is key to everything. It's like the nourishment and the food to our brain. And I think this rhythm and rhyme sequence is dessert for the brain. Don't you think? That it's like the stuff that just turns us on and gets everything firing. That's our own little sugar high, right?
So now, I'd like to discuss, we've seen a lot of examples. They seem really cute. Some people are saying, "Aw, fun to watch." We can imagine ourselves being involved, but you might be thinking, what exactly is the benefit of this? I'm not talking about the English part. I'm just going to present this so that you can have kind of a framework to use this to compare against ASL and English. So in English, there's phonological play. We have historically signed phonology by the ear, and now we're starting to sign phonology or phonological awareness. So this is the sign for phonology, if we're talking about sound-based phonology, and this is the sign for phonology based on sign. And they're different. They're different modalities. And you might see some linguists, sign phonology, and they know that phonology applies to ASL, but it also applies to spoken language. So, words that start with the same letter in the beginning is called alliteration. The ending rhyme is used in English as well. So you have sound, ground, mound. A phoneme means one unit. It has no meaning until you add to other units. P, pat, cat, fat. And then syllables. How many syllables are in a word? Different words have different numbers of syllables. And if you look at a song like this one you see here, the syllables are broken down. The blue is for alliteration, all those words that start with the letter B. Ending rhyme, you see the utter. The yellow words, those are based on phonemes. So you can see the connections here between the list on the left and the rhyme on the right. And so spoken language have many of these types of techniques, and we're not going to discuss all of them, but there are a lot of parallels that we have in American Sign Language phonological play. And what that looks like, we'll discuss in a minute, but I briefly want to describe on the next page. Quickly, could you, in English, an English word with an ending rhyme, the A-K-E? Any words A-K? Cake, I see. Fake, make, rake, bake, take. Jake, okay, a person's name, sure. Lake. Flake? Oh, lake. Yes, there's a beautiful lake here. Wow. Okay, who wants to bake a cake by the lake? So really, that concept we've had internalized for a long time. We know that, and that's an English example.
See how he made that lovely little pattern into a sentence? Did you see his body? Look at it. Bake a cake by the lake. So there was a rhythm in there, even in the movement of the way he signed it. It's not like he did it all static. It's not beautiful in sign if you're just doing it literally as sort of a static set of signs. You just don't have that same oomph, right? Not really.
No, you don't.
Yeah. There's nothing special about it if you just do it as a set of English words that are translated into sign literally. So you have to do something else to add that rhythm to the sign or the rhyme to the sign in order to make it equivalent. So what happens is things get lost in translation when all we're doing is applying a vocabulary from English to a vocabulary item in sign without the rhythm, without the rhyme.
And she's talking about lost in translation. So my partner, first language is Spanish. And the translation for us, we did a workshop before, lost in translation. Nothing was beautiful. I mean, I just thought there was no rhyme to it or anything. And then I realized every language has their own type of play, their own rhythm, their own rhyme.
Again, just sort of touching on what you already know, what you're very familiar with, what you've got ingrained in your system, especially if you grew up learning English. This is the stuff that we all learned in school, right? And we learned the rules of the language this way. So what we're interested in is what's the parallel in ASL? And that's what we're really talking about tonight, not so much this stuff.
Now I want to ask you, so we've seen examples of phonological play, ending rhyme, phonemes, all in English. But what does that look like in ASL? We have 5 different examples. The first here. Oh, the cart here is blocking, but it's hand shape. Hand shape. That's number 1. The next, movement. Location. Palm orientation. Is it up, down, pointing to the right, to the left? And lastly, non-manual markers. Those are our 5 parameters for phonological awareness in sign language, different from those of the phonology of English. If you change one of those parameters, there's different meaning. So one of my friends said, okay, what was the difference? So this is the sign for children. Now, if I do change the palm orientation, it's thing. Okay, I want you to see it again. This is the sign for children. Follow with me. This is the sign for children. The sign for children. Now, if you change just the palm orientation, everything else, the parameters stay the same, and you sign it this way, it means things. Any slight modification of any of these parameters creates a totally different meaning. And that's how we work with these things for rhyme and rhythm.
Maybe, gosh, think about another one, maybe imbalance.
Yes, this is another one. Maybe. Should I continue the presentation? Maybe. We'll see if I like you. Maybe. Okay. But if you change it to palm orientation down, but using that same movement, you have the sign for balance. And this is how we pick something to change, to tweak, and it creates a new meaning. And we'll give you an example. And the one that I just gave you was with palm orientation. Okay. Okay. I like tests. That's the inner teacher in me. Who loves tests? Raise your hand. Come on.
I do,
you
I do.
like tests? Oh, some of you don't? Maybe I shouldn't continue this presentation. I don't know. Do I like you? Maybe. No. Okay. So you saw, how are we going to teach deaf children ASL? How are we really going to get them thinking about the whole process of learning? So part of it, we'll show you some examples of those parameters, and we'll discuss that with you. The first part is here. This is a question I just asked. Maybe or balance. There's a difference in the meaning, right? So now I'm asking you the sign for cheese and paper. Are they the same signs? No, They're different. But what was different about the sign for cheese and paper? Movement. Yes, I like you. I knew I liked you. Movement. You're right. Again, that's another example. This is the sign for cheese. Can you please just copy what I'm signing? Cheese. Cheese. Okay, sign for cheese. Now, this is the sign for paper. The sign for paper. Do you see what I mean? This person in front says, oh, it changed, movement changed. You're exactly right. Good job.
I mean, it's the same thing as that sort of bat, mat, cat kind of thing, because the only thing that's changing is that first phoneme. And you can say to children, what does pat and bat, are they the same word? And they'll say no, because they recognize that phonemic change. Same thing here.
So now, again, who likes tests? Come on! I expected you all to raise your hands that time. Okay, so location. Where it is on the forehead. Hand shape, 5. Can you give us a sign that has a hand shape of 5? Okay, dear, dad, anything else? Head, hat, grandfather. Okay, using this hand shape. Lettuce, hat, okay, lettuce. I saw some of you say, Mom. Some of you knew that you were using that hand shape, but the location was different. I asked for a forehead location. So I just saw that. But this is something you can do with your children. Ask them, use this hand shape, but in this location. Car, plane, train. How many syllables do those have? Okay, not ASL. I mean, in ASL, not in English. Car, plane, train. 2. So people are saying 1. Some are saying 2. There's a difference here. I'm asking the interpreter not to voice. Okay. So, were those the same signs that I just did? No. The first was a verb, drive. And then you saw a noun because there was 2 syllables. Car, drive, different with syllables. Same with plane and fly. Plane, fly. Train, to go by train. Who flew in today? Me. Yeah, we did. Who drove here? Who drove? Okay. Who arrived by train? No one? No one came by train? Okay.
Bike. You didn't ask who biked.
Okay. So many of you just signed, remember we were talking about father or dad for that location and hand shape of 5. Many of you recognize that. Now, segmentation. We're going to use segmentation. Can you tell us what happened there with that word, dad? What happened? Break down. What's the location? Was it on my chest? Did it happen here? No. Okay, it happened on my forehead. What was my palm orientation? Was it towards my head? Was it away from? Okay, it was out towards that side of my body. Movement. Did I move up and down? Did I go? Oh, I just tapped it here. See, do you see what I mean? Those slight modifications create a different meaning. A tapping versus moving away from my forehead. Red, do you see me? Worm. You were waiting for the interpreter. That's English. Look at me signing, okay? Red, worm. What is the rhyme there? Okay, so you see the hand shape and the movement. Red, you see my finger, one finger, using my index finger. You see the movement is the same between that red sign and that worm sign. Sorry. See the sign? What if I change it to this? What will you receive? Please. Yes, please. Replacing that whole concept. And we have much more, but we wanted to give you the idea, the concept of ASL phonology and phonological awareness. So in the classroom, some students will see that and understand, and they'll start playing wildly in their imaginations with this. And they'll become more exaggerated, and their language will become exaggerated. Same that I just did with you. And they'll start to recognize within their own sign production the differences and segmentation.
Okay, it's a pop quiz now. Ready? I'm going to sign a song, and then you're going to tell me what the rhyme is, okay? Based on one of those parameters. And it's
Don't
not going to be
interpret
voice
anything.
interpreted. We're looking at the hands, remember? Okay.
What did you notice?
Yeah, which of the parameters are in the rhyme?
What? Oh, you noticed a pattern? Okay.
Fine, but what's the pattern? Okay, here, this sign and this sign. We've got a thematic pattern. But what's the rhyme? What is the same in those sequences? The rhythm is a rhythm of 2-2, certainly. What's the rhyme?
Over here.
Hand shapes. Yes, the rhyme exists in the hand shapes. Such as, what did you see? These two? That hand shape. That hand shape. This one. What else? Do you remember any of the other ones I did? Yes. Same hand shape. That's the rhyme. Did you notice that right away, or was it something you had to think about before you really understood that that's a rhyme? Okay. I'm going to talk about a little bit later what I'm studying for my dissertation, but basically it's focused on this. Can children identify rhyme, and how do they identify rhyme? So I'll talk about that later.
So now we're going to ask you some questions. Well, we asked, and we want to see if you are involved, if you're motivated. This is kind of going to be an experiment, okay? So people who's ready? Raise your hand if you're ready. Okay, wonderful. I love it. Okay, some of you are trying to sink into your seats, but I want you to be standing up. Come on, stand up. Get up.
Okay, I don't know if anybody can see me, but basically I want you to copy what you see on the screen, okay?
Just follow what is on the PowerPoint screen.
And it's what I just did, so no surprises. All right. Very well done. Now you may sit.
All right, you can sit. You can sit.
Okay. That's a lot to remember, right? For a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, that's a lot. It's pretty complex. But how many of you know the sign rainbow and what the colors are in the rainbow? What is it? Red, blue, yellow, green, purple, right? But if you're thinking that way, basically it's just following the colors of the rainbow. That's another way. That's the secret tip for that particular song. It's just the colors of the rainbow. And then all we're looking for is the hand-shape rhyme. And then you can just remember that you're trying to create the rainbow colors. All something you can do with your students.
Yeah, I see a couple people in the back already practicing. Sweet. Good job. Okay. Of course, every song that we create has an educational purpose behind it. There's always a teaching moment. So that song may be simple, but there's definitely a teaching moment. The rainbow of colors, which is science, as well as the animals. So I've got one that's a little more complex. Everybody ready?
It's your turn.
I'll sign it and just ask you what you see, and then we'll show the video so we're clear. Okay. So, what do you all see? The facial expressions. What else did you notice? The repetitive movement showed how the boat got heavier through non-manual markers as the boat got loaded up and then unloaded. So representing weight. What else did you see? The rhythm of my arms, okay. The movements went from big to small and then small to big and back. How many animals did you see? Right, there were 5 animals. How many colors? 5 colors. Boy, that's a lot to remember. Now, how can we remember that? How can we memorize those? What was the first animal? The cow. What color was it? What's the second animal you saw? The pink pig. Oh, the pink pig, not the yellow dog. Then the white bat. Now, did you notice the locations? What's the color on the forehead?
Black.
What animal's on the forehead?
Cow.
Both information happens in the same location, on your forehead. Then it moves down. What's the animal? What's on the chin?
Pink.
Everybody copy. Everybody copy. Oh, stay with us. Stay with us, cameraman. The pink pig on the chin. What's on the chest?
What color? White. Bat.
And again, all the colors and the signs happen in the same location. Forehead, chin, chest. Now on the hand.
Gray. Sheep.
That's an important thing to let you know about. This location typically involves contact, meaning both hands touching, as in sheep. Another animals that touch are turtles and spiders. And the next location is out in space. What's the color?
Yellow. Dog.
Now, when you picture, no one told you about that structure. If you don't know that structure is happening, it's tough to predict what's going to happen next. And learning the song would be kind of frustrating. But you add a little bit of structure, and the song becomes more fun because you're moving your way through the 5 locations. So, everybody ready to watch the video? And join in, okay? Everybody, ready? Come on up, on your feet.
Wonderful.
Pat, everybody, pat the person's back next to you. Great job,
Great
everybody.
job, guys.
Give yourself a pat on the back. And one we're just going to show. We're not going to go through it, but we're just going to show the video. Here we go.
This song, I wanted to jump ahead to the activities, but I'll explain briefly. This song emphasizes movement, as you can tell. If you see, it's heavily on movement. There isn't a lot of handshape, and also location. But if you see, there's a lot of movement going on, watching and standing, and train, waiting. If you see, there's a lot of movement in those signs. And what does that tend to mean? It means a prolonged period of time. So they're waiting for a long period of time. So it's most of the linguistic portion of it is staying forever, looking on in the distance, waiting for something to come up, and then seeing the train moving towards the tracks. If you see different signs, but if you notice the hand shape are the same, but the movement is significant of time delay or time waiting, an extreme amount of time, waiting for an extreme long time. That's how we incorporate movement to that. Yeah!
Are you ready for the challenge? Okay. There are some people sitting over by the wall. Make sure you folks along the wall, join a table. So each table is going to be a group. So those of you not at tables, find yourself a group, join a table. So the challenge is each table group needs to make up a song with the hand shapes for the numbers 1 to 5. Make something up. So the number 1 hand shape, what can that be? The number 2 hand shape, many things. Number 3, all kinds of options. So get together in your group. And as Terry mentioned before, if you've got a group of people that don't sign, wave to the tables around you to get a signer at your table so that you can play with the language some.
So we're going to do number 1, number 2, or what's the method? Okay, 1 second. Before we get into our group, this is a large space with many, many people. So my suggestion would be, so let's each half of the room focus on the number 1. I know there's a plethora of signs with this hand shape. So then we'll split it, and then this table right here in this row, do the number 2. This row right over here, number 3. The one next to it, number 4, and the last row towards the end, number 5. So I'll probably give you about 3 to 5 minutes so you guys can brainstorm all together, and then we'll come back together and create a song together with each segment, all right? All right, go. All right, guys, are we ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I have so many different in my mind. I'm so curious to see what you guys came up with. I'm really excited. So let's start with number 1. So what are all the signs that you came up with from that side of the room for number 1? Lonely. Aw, I'm already sad. Is this going to be a sad song? Cry. Lonely. Yay, achievement. Summer. Walking along. Always. Where? Some candy. Star. Sign. Smile. Dialogue. Meet. What kind of song can we come up with all that?
Plenty.
All right, let's see. I'm going to think of what are we going to do with the number song. So we have 1, and then what sign should we? Lonely? I don't want to do lonely. 1, lonely. So let's do 1. Worm. Or candy. All right. You said star? Star? Let's
One
do that
star?
one. 1 star. Beautiful. All right, so for number 2, what do we have? Oh, we have a
Haircut?
raccoon, haircut, sheep,
Visit?
sea,
Watch.
observe, watch, fall, dance. Oh, stupid. I don't know if we want to use that one. Steal. Fall. That's a good one. There's a long list. As a word bank, definitely have a word bank. Let's see which one we're going to pick for this song. For number 2, which one do we do?
2
Raccoons?
raccoons or scissors.
Scissors? All right, let's do scissors.
Stealing.
So 2 scissors. All right, this part of the room for the number 3 hand shape. What do we get? Mischievous, rooster, cars racing. What does that mean? Heart, listening to the heart. Oh my goodness. I've never
haven't seen that before.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
like that.
I like that. Oh, I got all teary-eyed. So for the number 3 hand shape, the 3 of us strolling along, walking. The 3 walking. It's the 3 hand shape is kind of limited with the vocabulary when it comes to this handshake. Awkward. Yep. The handshake of number 3 is awkward. Very awkward. Lousy. All right. Let's see. Which one do we pick? Rooster? We're going to go with rooster? Okay.
Yeah.
So 3, rooster. Awesome. All right.
Cool.
For the hand shape of number 4 hand shape, what did we come up with? Open. Creative, made up. Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Jail.
Jail.
Fence. Pregnant. Oh, okay. Pregnant. Busted. Marching. All right. Up, line up. We're in a line. Oh, eyelashes. So that's number 4. Number 4 hand shape. Which one? Rainbow? I like the rainbow one. I think I like the rainbow.
Rainbow or fence?
I like rainbow.
Those.
Rainbow. Okay, we'll do rainbow. 4, rainbow. Awesome. And last but not least, number 5. All the way in the back. Oh, getting someone's attention. Football. Football. What else? Basketball. A long time ago. Wonderful. Wonderful. I kind of like that one. What else? Traffic.
Movie.
Oh, movie.
Cheese.
Movie. What is it? Walk. Walk. All right. Grandma. Throwing up. Deer. Deer's throwing up. I think you guys have a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah.
So deer. Okay. Deer. Amazing. Deer. Okay. Do we want to go with deer?
Or movie?
Movie. Movie's a good one. 5. Movie. All right, so now let's bring it all together. What was number 1 again? What did we pick? Oh, star, that's right. Number 2, we did scissors. Number 3, hand shape, rooster. Number 4, hand shape, rainbow. Number 5, hand shape, movie. All right, let's try and do it all together.
Everybody ready?
How many
On your
times
feet.
should we do it? 3 times. Okay, everybody get up. So let's do it 3 times for each hand shape. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go ahead. Awesome. Great job.
Great.
That was fun. That was definitely fun.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like the little me inside is dancing and playing.
For sure.
Always.
That was
Always feel
definitely
like that.
fun. Make sure that you share that with your students and your children when you get in there. Just language games and just play around and have fun.
Okay, so we just did that song about hand shapes, and we're going to talk a little more about this, a little more about other parameters. Location rhymes. Remember the song with the black cow and the colored animals? So it's just forehead, chin, chest, hand, and space in front of you. Those 5 locations. So we'd like those same 5 groups, the ones who had the number 1 hand shape, choose signs that happen along in your forehead. The group that was signs number 2 signs, you have signs that happen around your chin. The group in the middle that had the 3 hand shape, signs that happen on your chest. The group with the 4 hand shape on your hand, remember, those are signs that involve contact. And the last group, use the space in front of you. The location is the space in front of you. All right?
Let's go ahead.
And you've got about 3 minutes to get some ideas together on your location signs, on each of those 5 locations. Let me, one question for clarification. Does it need to be the same hand shape, the same number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hand shapes? No. Now we're just focusing on any sign that happens in that on that location in your body,
Yeah,
regardless
any
of the hand shape.
Yeah, any hand shape. All right, guys, are we
Okay,
ready?
everybody. Are we ready? Let's see what signs you came up with. Let's see if we can put a rich word bank together. I'd like to see y'all build a rich word bank. So, the location on the forehead. What signs happen on the forehead? Concept, gullible, smart, deer, forgot, pondering, lion, black, cow, envision, dream, think for yourself, inform, learn a lesson, trauma. Thank you. Those are great. So which sign do you want to pick there, Leela? What do you think?
Ooh.
I kind of like them all.
Let's do imagine.
Imagine. Okay, here we go.
That one. Imagine.
Who loves to dream? Who loves to imagine? Everybody, right? You know, thinking about what we're cooking tomorrow for dinner, what projects we're working on. Anyway, so great one. Next group, signs on your chin. What'd you come up with? Farm, wine, sweet or cute, frustrated, cigar, colored, drool, dry, close by, every day, hot, eat, tired, or, oh boy, those are a bunch of great signs. Okay.
So let's see,
imagine.
Every day?
Imagine every day.
This can be interesting. Imagine every day.
On your chest, what signs happen on your chest? Sorry, my, Denmark, happy, fine, upset, touched my heart, excited, enjoy.
Should we pick enjoy? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take enjoy, okay? Imagine every day enjoying. Now, contact, remember, signs that involve contact on your hand. Jail, coffee, margarita. Margarita or coffee? Tough choice. Win, cookie. Oh, I want cookies too. Okay. What else? Writing, criticize, football, chocolate, warn. What do you think? What do you want? So many good choices. I want chocolate cookies and coffee.
Yeah, margarita? No. Really, I just want to make sure I envision every day. There's so many things that chocolate.
Chocolate?
Let's do chocolate. Yeah, let's do chocolate.
And the last, the space in front. Cheer, once in a while, ongoing, encourage, walk, proceed, ski, march, swim, motorcycle, snowboard, mountains. That's the prior location. Frequently.
Every day, but we do it every day and frequently.
Yeah, it's kind of like frequent.
Every day, frequently. No, it doesn't work. What was another sign? Give me more.
Give us some more. More signs. Chocolate. Lake. Chillin'. No, try. We may already have this. Envision every day enjoying
the chocolate.
Chocolate. What makes sense after that?
Wonderfulness.
Chocolate chillin'. Wonderful.
Which one?
Chillin'.
Okay. All right. So what's the rhythm here?
Right. We've talked about rhyme. We should mention rhythm. So 1-1, 1-1, or 2-1.
I think simple, 2-2. We should just keep it simple.
2-2.
All right.
Okay. We'll do 2 and 2. Just follow along, okay? Up on your feet, everybody. Follow us. Now remember, it's a lot of signs. Just remember the 5 locations. What's next? Okay. Forehead to the chin, to the chest, to the hand, to space.
So we do imagine every day.
Your chest.
Enjoy.
Your hand.
Chocolate.
And in space.
Chill. Beautiful.
Give yourself a hand. All right.
Great job.
The most wonderful part is together, we made 2 new songs. One based on HANDSHAPE and one based on location. And it came totally naturally to everybody. And that's what phonological awareness is all about.
Phonological awareness when it comes to like singing or have like harmonics and harmony and being able to kind of feel those feels inside and feeling all fuzzy. It's the same thing when it comes to visually seeing everyone doing this together. Just, it just brings chills. I love it. Did you guys feel it in the room? For sure. All right, so last but not least, the last activity we're going to do is we're going to focus on the movement portion. So there's many different signs that have different types of movement. We go up and down, left and right in the circular motion, hopping around. There's a big variation. So we want to be able to go up and down. We're going to focus on the up and down motion. For example, let's say up. So grow. And sunrise.
Looking skyward.
Look up. Giraffe. I'm already giving you some ideas. So down, sunset. Head down. That. Just be inventive and be creative. So everyone is going to think of a sign that's a movement upwards, and then a sign with a movement downwards. So we're all going to take about 2 or 3 minutes to be able to brainstorm those. All right, are we ready? Ready?
I love it.
Hi.
All right, you guys ready? All right.
All right. All right, so let's start with the upward movement. So what signs are going up? Tall, bottle, moon, alert, umbrella, mountain, flying, rocket, air balloon, climb, swing, really fast, upstairs, fire, grow, elevator going up, bright-eyed, shiny. What is this? What? A subway? So that's down. Submarine's
that's
going down.
down.
We're going down. Okay, so submarine.
So down,
Submarine.
okay.
So now we're going down. We got transition. Rainbow, that's up. We need to go down.
Valley.
Valley. Stubborn. Rain. Chopping down a tree. Skiing. Climbing down a ladder. Digressing. Landing. Depleting. Snow. Tired. Depressed. Fall off. Okay. All right. We have a lot to work with.
Okay.
Whew. Where do we start? Okay. Let me think. Alert. Stubborn. Sunrise. Sunset. Rise and decline. That's a lot to remember. All right, let me see. Let's try to go with the location. So alert. Smile, frown. Let's see what we go on the chest. Happy, sad. Or happy, sad. Let's see what this location, what do we find? What do we have here? Grow, die, decline. In this outside location, umbrella, rain. Umbrella, rain. All right. Okay, so let's see if we can remember. Alert, sad, smile, frown. I got really excited.
Oh, cool. So So see what just happened. So she caught herself needing to find some structure because there was too much going on. So she added that structure of counter of opposites. So that helps their predictions. And she didn't have a structure that you could predict what was happening in the song, so she added the 5 locations to make the song easier to remember.
Right, exactly. And that helped a lot, especially when there are similarities that can come instilled in me. It's easier to remember. So especially when there's absolutely no structure when it comes to similarities, especially in the signs, it can be really hard. So it's really good, especially for children. You have to think of children that are 3 years old, It's hard to rhyme in English, especially when there are similar words. So, I mean, this can be very deep concept. You want to be able, you're not going to be able to see that to be able to do that structure. So in sign language, it can happen the same thing. When we have those areas and locations where we have similar hand shapes and they're signing, it's easier to have some structural within to be able to have that go smoothly. All right, let's do a group challenge. I'm just kidding. You already did it. Good. So, guys, I just want to say thank you. You guys did a wonderful job. And we wanted to show you one more video. And I wanted to be able to have a comparison. We're talking about sports. It can be any sport. What's a good sport? Just any sport. Volleyball. Okay. Soccer. Oh, a lot of people said volleyball. Okay, let's go with volleyball. So let's say a person has absolutely no idea about volleyball, has never seen the game before, is unaware of the rules, and is watching a volleyball game. Let's say a pro team and is watching a pro volleyball game. You kind of you see that the ball goes over the net and then it goes over. It kind of seems simplistic, right? So now a person is extremely knowledgeable about volleyball. Is oh my goodness, that was a great serve. Wow, that was an amazing save. Those technical words and use and I have no idea about volleyball myself. But,
I love volleyball.
But it's like I don't what that spike or that toss or that serve. When you watch the game is a lot more enjoyable when you know those techniques and those little intricacies. So a person that has absolutely no knowledge can be like, oh my gosh, this is a really boring game. It's not complex. They don't understand the complexities that go into it. So now in this song, now that you have more awareness and know and you can take all this information that you just learned about location and rhythms and areas and movement. Now you can watch a video and have a little bit more you have more phonetic awareness and you can have a better appreciation. So are we ready to watch? And you'll get more out of it than what you did in the beginning of the workshop.
And I have one, when you're watching, the hand shape match the animals. You'll recognize that. Watch.
So in that song, you'll see you'll be using this structure. It's the 1 through 5 hand shape structure. So number 1 will be mouse, raccoon, rooster, zebra, deer. All right, we ready? Awesome job.
Does that person look familiar? I think I met him before.
He's very handsome guy.
Again, one song, but you can notice all these different pieces of phonological awareness. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have one hand shape, two hand shape. You saw how the animals walk differently. Mice don't walk with 2 legs, right? And you see how the mouse moved along. You see how the raccoon moved along. The rooster, using the same hand shape, walked along using the 3 hand shape. 4 zebras, they moved along like this. 5 deer traveled in a group using that same hand shape. All of those things involved, but even fun. So you're learning a lot of linguistic features and having fun in the process.
So we've come to a close. I think we have about 5 minutes left. So if anybody has any questions or comments, we're going to leave that open for that. But remember, in the beginning of the presentation, the first video that we showed you, signing is a really fun song. I think many of you didn't quite understand the rhythm of the rhyme of that. I don't know if you guys noticed it, so we're going to play it again so you guys can see it.
So all of the signs had a palm orientation downward. I don't know if you saw that. Everything that was done had that palm orientation downward. All the signs that were used. Work, active. Now we switch. These are all movement rhymes. So, and the movement we're using in particular is that one circular movement through time, repetitive motion through time. This third one, now you know the mnemonic about the locations. You'll see that here. We're using actually the same one, the same sequence that we've used here.
And during that, I follow that you can say, I will show you on my own person the locations. So you were able to see. It's easy to predict where I'm going to go with the next location.
And then look at this non-manual I'm making. This is the one that's in all of these sequences, if I'm not smiling, but this is what you'll see him do for the rest of it. That's all a non-manual rhyme. Now, it has grammatical meaning, just like the signs all have grammatical meanings. And then basically that particular non-manual has a similar meaning all the way through.
And right now, we're going to have you've already practiced the 3 parts: hand shape, location, and movement, up and down. We don't have enough time to do the other 2, which are non-manual markers and palm orientation. This is hand shape.
The hand shape 5, the open hand.
Handsland.
Oh, thank you all so much. We have really enjoyed this so much. It's a lot of fun tonight being with you. If you're interested in some of these videos that we have, they're available on Amazon. So if you just type in Handsland, that's us. And this is the way we sign it.
Handsland.
With the rhythm, of course. So that's where you can find us. So I think we have a little time. We're open for questions or comments or anything, or is it just dessert?
I think they're ready.
Ready for dessert. Okay.
Yes, I want to thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Anytime. There's one thing that I wanted a selfie with all of you. Can we take a selfie with all of you? Come on.
Let's all be talking. Let's be interpreting.
Okay, get in.
Are we serious?
Stand up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.